Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're gonna take a look at this new NCE Powercab that I just got. And I'm also gonna be setting up my layout for DCC. I got this at my local hobby shop for about $225. So let's get into the unboxing part of the video. So I'm gonna start unboxing this. It just has a sleeve that comes off, and then you have the actual box. If you flip it over, it just says, if seal is broken, check contents before accepting. Mine is not broken, thankfully, so I'm just gonna cut it open with my hobby knife. So at first sights, you have this paper. Read this and look at the pictures. This is just like instructions and what all the pieces are and how to set it up. Now, going into the box, you have your controller, NCE Powercab. You have this panel in which the controller plugs into. And as well as your bus wires. Here is your cord that goes from the controller to the panel. Here is your power supply. This kind, it just plugs into the wall, and then this piece plugs into the panel right here. Now, this piece right here, it goes from the panel to the bus wire. And then there's one more piece, which is an extra wire for another controller to be wired to the layout. And then in here at the bottom, you have your system reference manual. So this is just gonna be about here, one second. This here is just gonna be about what different functions do, how to make consists, how to connect a locomotive to this, how to set addresses, all stuff like that. So now I'm gonna begin the process for wiring. Alright, so before I start wiring, I do have to finish putting down the roadbed for this yard here. My layout's a mess right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clean that up before I start. And once I get this done, we can start wiring. So I finished doing the yard. So now I'm gonna start drilling. But first, I have to get all my rolling stock and everything off the layout. So off camera, I went ahead and I set up the controller for I just screwed it in. So what it is, this panel here, you screw it into the bottom or to the side of your layout. And you can see here I cut out a shape of the cloth for it. So now to connect the controller, you take this wire. So you'll take this wire and plug it into the left side of the panel. And then you'll take your controller and you'll just plug it in to the bottom. So under here, there's the panel. And then there's the stuff that it's going to be getting plugged into. I can't really film it that good. But here is the power supply. And then where the bus wires plug into right here. And then that's it. And then you have it all set up. But now we have to do the wiring. Alright, so here are the materials you're gonna need to wire. Tab splices, 18 to 14 gauge. Cable clamps. 2 rolls of solid copper 18 gauge wire. I got red and black, doesn't really matter. Either 1 or 2 rolls of solid copper 14 gauge wire. I went with 1 roll to save money, and then I got this $1 roll of red electrical tape. So I'm gonna cut out 2 bus wires, then I'm gonna keep 1 black, and then coat it or wrap it with this red electrical tape. A small flathead screwdriver. You're gonna need a drill with the drill bit, of course. And you're also gonna want an extra bit for this, but it's gonna be a Phillips head screw. So we're gonna be able to drill screws into the bottom of the plywood for the cable clamps. So to get started, I'm gonna need to take everything out from under the layout. I'm gonna have to flip this cloth over the top so I can get under and see. So my room's gonna be a mess for a little bit, but we're not gonna worry about that. Now, I started, but I realized that before I do that, and before I start wiring, of course, I need to drill holes for the feeder wires. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna get these intermodal well cars off the layout. And I'm gonna be drilling a hole about every foot. So I'm gonna probably, I don't know, I might start like here at this rail joiner and then come down to here, go 1 in the middle. I'm not really sure how to wire a turnout or how to wire crossover, but I'm gonna try how I think it works. So if I need to, I'm gonna do a little more research on how to wire a crossover. And then the yard shouldn't be too hard since it's not finished. If you were to have a full yard, you would have to like isolate these with plastic or rubber rail joiners. They make those. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting these feeder wires drilled out. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe I did that. Now, what I just did was stupid, and I need to be more careful because what if that happened on like a turnout or something? Turnouts cost like $30. depending on what brand you get. Thankfully, the track isn't too out of gauge. It just got bent a little. And then this piece came up, so I just put a track nail in it. I'm gonna keep going, but I'm gonna be more careful. So I got the first set of holes drilled. So what I'm doing is I am going slow through here. And I'm pushing down hard, but I'm going slow. And then it makes a mark in the bottom, and I drill from the bottom up. And I keep it as straight as possible. Alright. And I'm gonna go ahead and hit the bottom. Now I decided as I go along, I'm gonna be just taking these rolls of feeder wire and I'm gonna be putting them through just so I know which ones I've drilled and which ones I haven't. So I'm gonna get my wire cutter. I'm gonna cut them about a foot in length. Yeah, about a foot in length, or maybe less to save. And this one's kind of annoying because it's in the back. That's probably good enough. About 6 inches. That's good. Now I'm gonna feed the feeder wire through the feeder hole. Now, in this layout, I'm gonna be keeping the red wire in the front and the black wire in the back. So I got both of the wires through. Now I'm just gonna do that after every time I drill. Alright, so I went ahead and I got all the feeder holes drilled and all the feeders through. Here's the yard, so there's a lot more. Those are extra long back there because it's the main line and I have to bring them forward to get to the bus wire. So now I'm gonna go ahead and roll out the bus wire to the length of the layout, plus a little more so I can have slack to move around. And I'm gonna wrap it with the electrical tape. Alright, so I have 2 bus wires out to the length of the layout. Now I'm just gonna wrap this one like with just a ring of red electrical tape every so many feet so I know which one goes to the red feeders and which one goes to the black feeders. So now that I have this red piece on, I'm gonna take both of these ends of the feeders, I'm gonna strip them, and then I'm going to put on this piece here that plugs into the panel for the bus wires. So now that I have this piece on, I'm gonna go ahead and twist the bus wires together, and then I'll plug this into the panel, and then I'll start using tab splices. So now I'm going to be showing you how to use these tab splices. So you can see there's these two holes in it. In the front hole, that's where you're going to want to put the bus wire. And then in the hole in the back, that's where the feeder wire is going to go. So you can just clip this onto the bus wire. And you're going to want to make sure that it's on the correct one. And you're going to go ahead and insert the feeder into the back hole. And you can see this little tab right here. This is where you're going to need tweezers. You're going to go ahead and pinch this as hard as you can. It's pretty hard, but you're going to want to get it all the way down to where it's flush with the blue plastic. And then you can go ahead and clip it shut. And that's how you connect your feeder wires to your bus wire. It's very simple. And I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest off camera.